Hey, man. Hey, man. You chumps out there. My name is, Joe Biden.
And welcome back. Rich Little has made more appearances on our show than just about any other guest, and I sure hope he keeps coming, because we love the guy. With Rich Little, you get every celebrity on earth for just one paycheck. He has entertained millions of people for decades on TV and concert and in Las Vegas. Would you please welcome back the man of 1,000 voices, Rich Little?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
This is probably the smallest crowd of thousands you've ever played to.
I've worked to crowds this size before. At the Tropicana, yeah.
Well, the good thing is you got me and Keith.
Well, it's good to be back on your show. I got a lot of comments the last time I was on. It was amazing, the people that watch the show and come up to me and say how much they enjoy it.
Well, we enjoy having you here. When you were here the last time, you broke us up with an impression of our current president, Joe Biden.
Yeah.
I know you remember doing that. He does not remember that you did that, but if you would like to just share with us, because, I mean, now he's been in office for a full year.
Well, I've been working on the impression, and he's written me a lot of great material. I mean, it goes over extremely well. Even some of the liberals are laughing. They don't understand it, but they're laughing. You know? Would you like me to do it again?
Well, of course I would.
All right. All right.
Okay.
Joe Biden.
All right.
Oh.
Is my mask on? Hey, man. Hey, man. You chumps out there. My name is, Joe Biden. Now, about my health, don't believe everything you hear. I am in good health. Ask my doctor, Dr. Kevorkian. Another thing, President Harris and I are working hard for you to make this country great. We are doing the work of 3 people, Larry, Curly, and Moe. All right, we're now going to have a press conference.
I wish we had the full audience here, because they'd be laughing as hard as Keith and me.
Oh.
That was awesome.
Well, as I say, it's getting a good reaction because there's so much with Joe Biden. I mean, there's so many things you can make fun of, you know? And when things go well for somebody, you know, it's fine. But with Biden and, say, with Nixon, a lot of great material because, you know, things weren't going well, and that's when it becomes funny.
But you have been an equal opportunity, I guess, impressionist going after Democrats, Republicans.
Yeah.
It's never been that you've only picked out certain people like some
I wish
of
I
these
could get you down.
Oh, no, don't do that.
I'm dying to.
You know something? I like the beard, though. I really like the beard.
I think I may just
you
keep
look
it.
very distinguished with the beard. And if you don't mind me saying,
yes,
you look a little like the captain of the Titanic.
Well, I hope I don't have the same fate he does.
Yes, before it went down.
Yeah.
But his name was Edward John Smith. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
And he was the first impression I ever did, the captain of the Titanic.
No kidding.
And I can still do it after all these years.
I want to see it.
All right, the captain of the Titanic. Attention! Attention! This is your captain speaking. There is no call for alarm. Do not panic. we're just stopping for ice. What do you think?
I love it.
Was that him?
That is absolutely him.
Yeah.
One of my favorite impressions that you do is Ronald Reagan, one of my favorite presidents.
Well, I loved Reagan. I really did.
You know, was he a religious guy? You knew him very
Yes.
well. You performed at the White House so many
Yes.
times.
I was very religious. As a matter of fact, I prayed every night to Howard. Don't you know the scriptures?
I thought I did.
Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. But you know, I must say that Rich Little does the best impression of me than anybody. As a matter of fact, he is so good. I put in my will, when I die, they should bury him. We couldn't find the will.
Rich, you know, the president did love you. I mean, he had you at the White House time and again, and he always said that you were a better Reagan than he was.
Yeah.
He loved having, he had a great sense of humor.
Oh, he had a marvelous sense of humor. And he did impressions for me, too, you know.
Did he really?
Yes, he did. He did a Jimmy Stewart that was fair. He did he did Truman Capote once
Get
for
out
me.
of here. Can you do Ronald Reagan doing Truman Capote or just do Truman Capote?
Well, I'd like to do my Truman Capote.
You know, a lot of people think that I wrote in cold blood, but that's not true. Actually, I wrote in ink.
I gave that to Reagan, and you know what? He loved that, and he said, can I use that? I said, of course. And he got a Secret Service man and wrote that joke out on his back.
He did not.
Yeah, and then you know what he said to me? I can't wait to try that out on Gorbachev. Could you imagine him doing Truman Capote for Gorbachev?
You know, somehow I think I can. I mean, that's just, but he was such a, he loved life.
Yeah, he did.
He truly did. I have read that you found that some of the impressions you do are easy, some are hard. That Dr. Phil was one that was fairly easy. You learned it in minutes.
Dr. Phil, I know that you know that I know. And if you knew that, then we both would know if we knew it all when we knew.
We love having you here. Promise you'll make at least another visit. We got to get at least a 4 to 5 to 6. Anytime you want to do this show.
I had about 40 more impressions that I didn't do.
That's all the more reason we'll get you back. Rich Little.
Listen, before going, before going,
Yep.
you know, I do sketches, you know.
Yes, you do.
Of artists.
Beautiful ones.
And I have a lot of favorites, but my favorite one I did the other day. My favorite politician I did the other day. I want to give it to you.
Okay. Wow. That is pretty. Look at that. See the resemblance? Thank you. That's beautiful. That looks better than me. I'm going to let this guy host the show.